Okay, so I'm going to explain how to do problem 8-4, preparing our first 6-column worksheet. So here's the problem in the book. Ending balances in the ledger accounts for Wilderness Rentals are listed here for the pay period ended May 31st. So here they are from the ledger accounts. And what they want us to do are the following steps. Prepare the worksheet for May 31st. The first thing they want us to do is enter the heading on the worksheet. So who is Wilderness Rentals? What is the worksheet? And when is for the, I'm just going to say period because I'm not sure if it's a month. I think it is. Ended May 31st, 2016. Okay, so I have my title there. We're going to list all the accounts, their name and their number, and we are going to total and rule the trial balance. So just to save time, I went ahead and entered this information in ahead of time. Since this problem doesn't have the ledgers connected to it, you know that I would suggest doing an equal statement, coming down here to the tab and going to get it from the ledger. But since we don't have that, we're not going to do that in this case. We're just going to enter them. So in the problem, they're listed in their debit and credit sides. So that's how we're going to put them into the trial balance. We're then going to highlight these two cells and we're going to say we want a bottom border. Okay, that means that a total is coming, right? And we're going to go into cell D18 and we're going to do an auto sum. And we want to do the full entire range. And we're going to say enter. And then I'm going to use my amazing fill handle tool and pull this across. And I can see that my trial balance is in balance. I was hoping that sheets have finally come up with a double. It doesn't. So we're just going to put a bottom and we're going to, if we were in Excel, this would have a 2-line, a double rule, meaning the ruling means that nothing's going to come below there. So we're just going to be okay with Sheets not having that just yet. Okay, let's jump back over to our problem. And if our trial balance was not in balance, we were going to go figure out that problem. So we're going to extend first our balance sheet section. Okay, so the balance sheet section are the permanent accounts in the accounting equation. So assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, and you're like, why isn't that here instead of income statement? You know, that's kind of the funny thing. But in order to finish the balance sheet, the income statement needs to be done first. So that's why they put that there. All right, so I'm going to do a formula so I don't mess anything up. And I'm just going to say equals this number and I'm going to hit enter. I can then take and do my fill handle down there. I get some of those underlines and I'm not going to be worried about that. Say equal this and go get my credits. And I'm going to fill handle that down. Now, the one question was, what do we do with withdrawals? It's not a permanent account, but we don't want it factored into the determination of net income or net loss. It's something to do with the capital itself. It doesn't have to do with how well we did that month. You know, did we have more revenue than we had expenses? So in this one case, withdrawals is going to go on the balance sheet. All right. The next step is extending the appropriate amounts to the income statement. So we're going to do our revenue here as a credit to the income statement, and we're going to take our expenses, and we're going to go grab those, and we're going to use a fill handle for that. So now we have our income statement numbers extended. The next step is to total those amounts. Okay, so I'm going to come back here I'm going to highlight these 4 cells, and I'm going to do another bottom border as my ruling. Okay, remember the ruling means that we have a total coming. So in my first cell, it looks like it's F23. I'm going to do another auto sum. And I'm going to grab this whole range so that I can use my awesome fill handle and pull it across. So I'm going to come back up to that formula, and I'm going to pull it across 3 times. Now, we don't want these numbers to be the same. If they're ever the same, you broke even. You had the same amount of revenue as you had expenses. So that's good. They're not the same. The 7th step is to figure out, did we have a net income or did we have a net loss? So we can see that we had $9,000 worth of revenue and $8,000 worth of expenses. So if we skip our line here, we know that we had a net income. Okay. And in this cell right here, I'm going to calculate what my net income is going to be. I'm going to say equals this, my revenue, minus my expenses. So I believe that I had a net income of $1,029. We know that net income increases capital. Okay, so I'm going to put the debit is to the income statement and the credit is going to eventually be to capital. So I'm going to enter that amount. I can also say, I can also double check. Let's do this. Let's say equals this guy minus this. They're the same amount. So I know that that amount, my net income, is going to go over here to capital. And I'm going to do another ruling here. Bottom rule. And I'm going to guess that my auto sum of these 2 cells is now going to make my income statement in balance and make my balance sheet in balance. And if I had a double rule, I'd put that there, but I only have a single. So adding up my 2 sides of my income statement, my debit and my credit, my balances are equal. Adding up my 2 sides of my balance sheet, my debits and my credits are equal. So I can safely say that my net income is $1,029. Completed the worksheet for Wilderness Rental. Let me know if you have questions.